Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us. We're glad that you're here. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together, we're Backyard Musings, the Science and Technology channel.
Yeah, today we're talking about space, the final frontier.
Yeah, I did not know this. Crazy.
This is news, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Stuff's popping up all over the place. But we like it.
A tiny world in our solar system has an atmosphere it shouldn't, hinting something dramatic happened there recently. A group of Japanese astronomers, including both professionals and amateur observers, have found signs of a thin atmosphere surrounding a small object far beyond Neptune. The discovery is surprising because the object is so small that it should not be able to hold onto gas for long. This raises new questions about when the atmosphere formed and what is keeping it there. Additional observations will be needed to better understand this unusual finding. Would you like to know more?
The outer solar system is filled with icy bodies known as trans-Neptunian objects, or TNOs, which orbit the sun beyond Neptune. Pluto is the best known example and is one of the few confirmed to have a thin atmosphere. For most TNOs, however, conditions make atmospheres unlikely. These subjects are extremely cold, and their weak gravity allows gases to escape easily, leaving their surfaces exposed to space. So here we go. We're talking about Pluto, and apparently they're calling it a TNO and not a planet.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Anyway.
To investigate further, astronomers took advantage of a fortunate natural experiment involving a TNO called 612533 2002 XV93. Why don't we just call it XV93? How about that?
Yeah.
This object, shortened to XV93, is about 500 kilometers in diameter, not very big,
right.
Much smaller than Pluto, which measures 2,377 kilometers across. That's kind of small.
Yeah. On January 10th of 2024, 2002 XV passed directly in front of a distant star as seen from Japan. Events like this allow scientists to study distant objects in detail. If the object has no atmosphere, the star's light should vanish instantly. If gas surrounds it, the light dims gradually as it passes through the atmosphere before disappearing. We've talked about that before, this process, right?
Yeah. That's how they figure that a planet is orbiting a sun, because they see it dim a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, a team led by Ko Arimatsu, a NAOJ Ishikajijima Astronomical Observatory, monitored this event from several locations across Japan. Their measurements showed a pattern of fading starlight consistent with the presence of thin atmosphere. This suggests that XV93 is not completely bare as previously expected.
Further analysis indicates that this atmosphere cannot last long. Calculations suggest it would dissipate in less than 1,000 years unless new material is continually added. This means the atmosphere must have formed or been refreshed in the recent past.
Observations from the James Webb Space Telescope add to the mystery. They show no clear evidence of surface ice that could slowly turn into gas and maintain the atmosphere. Scientists are now considering other explanations. One idea is that material from inside the object reached the surface and released gas. Another possibility is that a comet impact supplied or triggered the release of gas, creating a temporary atmosphere.
More data will be needed to determine which explanation is correct and to understand how such a small object can briefly support an atmosphere at all.
It's interesting.
Yep, I guess it's just one of those things that we're not in control, right? Somebody created this.
Yep.
Greater power, supreme power. So.
Yep.
All questions to be answered. So interesting story. Another story from Japan. I think so.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. Catch you tomorrow.
We'll have a good afternoon, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.